Hello once again, YouTube. Major Tom 2417 here with the third day of Christmas for 2023. And this is a game that has nothing really to do with Christmas, except in terms of personal memory, because this is in fact the first SNES game that my brother and I ever got for Christmas. Miss Pac-Man. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. Most people would get an SNES bundled with something like Super Mario All-Stars and World. Something with a little bit of prestige behind it. You know, that kind of thing. No, we got Miss Pac-Man. And that's perfectly fine! Miss Pac-Man isn't a terrible game. It's a port of Miss Pac-Man on the Super Nintendo. It plays as you would expect it to. There's no bugs, there's no glitches, it didn't look like complete ass, like Batman Forever. Oh, well, that game didn't look terrible either, but I mean, Batman's motion capture actor in that one was kind of out of shape. I think one magazine mentioned him as having a noticeable gut. So, anyway. That same Christmas, we also got a Game Boy, Super Game Boy, sorry, I almost said Game Boy Color. Yeah, right. We got a Super Game Boy and Tetris to go with it. And a year or so later, whenever the first two Pokemon games were out, we got Pokemon Red and Blue, which we played exclusively on the Super Game Boy. Because no, we did not get any actual Game Boy handhelds. But again, this, for a first game for the console to have, it was perfectly fine. It wasn't terrible. I mean, it's Miss Pac-Man. It's not going to knock your socks off or anything with grandiose innovation and stellar design or anything like that. But it's a fine first game to have for the console. So yeah, no issues there. Oh, there's a cutscene here. And this game even had cutscenes showing how they meet. So, yeah, there's not really a whole lot else to say. Weirdly, if I haven't mentioned it already, Namco is trying to, like, erase Miss Pac-Man from their corporate history and replace her with Pac-Mom. I think it has something to do with rights, character ownership, and that kind of thing. I don't know why. You'd think that the company that made the Pac-Man games would actually own the character of Miss Pac-Man, but I guess not. Strange circumstances. There's not really a whole lot else to say about this one. It's Miss Pac-Man, it's a good game. Again, most other people would have gotten the Mario platformers or Super Mario World plus All-Stars. Maybe something like Donkey Kong Country, which we did get later on. My brother and I did get the entire trilogy later on. And the strategy guides for the second and third games in that trilogy, which I need to re-get. But yeah, this is a perfectly serviceable, perfectly fine, functional, playable first game for the SNES. No problems with it whatsoever. Never made me want to throw the controller. Unlike Lemmings for the Super Nintendo, which we rented, and I found out later, I don't remember, I think it was from the SNES Drunk video on Lemmings for the Super Nintendo. I thought you needed the Super Nintendo mouse to play Lemmings on the Super Nintendo. I think SNES Drunk said that the Super Nintendo mouse either wasn't available at the time or it didn't even work with that game. I remember renting it, and I was trying to control the lemmings and stop them from falling off the cliff or whatever, and they were all just plummeting to their doom. And I was just screaming because I couldn't get them to stop plummeting to their doom, so Excuse me. That was a fun rental. Never rented that one again. So yeah. I think that's going to be about it for this video, since there's not really much else to say on the subject of Miss Pac-Man on the Super Nintendo. Thank you all so very much for liking, watching, commenting, and subscribing. This is Major Tom 2417 saying stay tuned for more, and signing out.